They don't scroll for motivation, they create empires while the rest of the world hits snooze. They own companies you work for. They shape the products you buy. They invest in ideas years before the world even hears about them. And while 99% chase security, the top 1% engineer leverage, legacy, and domination. This isn't another how-to-get-rich video. This is about what the 1% know, think, and do. The things that never show up in books or podcasts. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear might just be the most uncomfortable truth about success you've never been told. Welcome to Elite Growth Maps channel, your ultimate blueprint for mastering wealth, business, and self-development. Let's start with the foundation, how they think. The average person thinks in terms of effort, reward. The 1%, they think in terms of leverage, scalability. Where most ask, how can I earn more per hour? The 1% ask, how can I build something that earns while I sleep? To them, time is a tool, not a constraint. They don't aim to work more. They aim to work smarter, with compounding effects. And here's the real twist. They're not chasing money. They're chasing control, freedom, and legacy. Jeff Bezos famously used the regret minimization framework to quit his secure Wall Street job and start Amazon. He didn't ask, what's safe? He asked, at 80 years old, will I regret not trying? That's the top 1% mindset, long-term clarity, short-term courage, ruthless execution. Want to know what separates the 1% from everyone else? It's not just what they do, but how deliberately they do it. Every habit is a system. They journal not to vent emotions, but to build strategy. They wake early, not for hustle porn, but because quiet hours mean sharper thinking. Many of them block 90-minute deep work sessions daily. They protect their attention like it's gold, because it is. Example, Naval Ravikant doesn't just read, he rereads the same high-leverage books 10 times. Why? Because clarity is rare and mastery requires repetition. Most people multitask. The 1%, they monotask with precision. It's boring, it's not sexy, but it's how you go from good to world-class. Now let's talk about something no school ever teaches. Power doesn't come from what you know, it comes from who you know who trusts you. The 1% obsess over their network, because your environment is a preview of your destiny. Look at the PayPal mafia. Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Reid Hoffman, all built empires together. They fund each other, refer each other, defend each other. Top 1% business people don't go to networking events. They go to private dinners, they host masterminds, they curate circles where every person in the room upgrades the conversation. And here's the part no one talks about. They remove people who don't align with their vision. Brutal? Maybe. Effective? Always. Let's break the biggest illusion. The 1% don't work for money. They make money work for them. They think in assets, equity, and ownership. While the average person saves what's left after spending, the 1% invest first and live on the rest. They buy companies, invest in startups, acquire real estate, or build scalable digital products. Want the biggest unlock? They optimize for cash flow, not just income. And they're masters at using other people's money, banks, investors, or revenue to create leverage. Oh, and taxes, they don't evade them, they learn to legally outsmart the system. While many get emotional about taxes, the 1% study the game. You can hate the system or learn its rules and win. You know what the 1% don't do? They don't guess. They use data like a compass, not for perfection, but for probability. Before they launch a product, they test demand. Before they hire, they study psychometrics. Before they scale, they analyze ROI down to the dollar. Jeff Bezos built Amazon around one key obsession: customer data. He didn't just ask what people wanted, he watched what they did. And here's a tactic few use. They run mental simulations before making a big move. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his time thinking, not doing. They know that a great decision made once beats 100 average ones made daily. Speed matters, but clarity wins the long game. The 1% don't fall in love with ideas, they fall in love with execution. You know the difference between a dreamer and a doer? Systems, processes, feedback loops. The top 1% don't do everything themselves. They delegate with obsession. They hire people better than them in specific areas. They automate, outsource, and build machines that print value without them present. Musk once said, I try to make every process in the company more efficient, even if it's something I don't fully understand. That's leadership, not control, optimization. Most people chase perfection. The 1% chase momentum, ship, test, learn, repeat. Now let's be real. All this success comes with a cost. Many of the 1% have faced broken relationships, loneliness, and mental burnout. Some trade balance for brilliance. Others lose touch with the real world, surrounded by yes men, echo chambers, and pressure to always outperform. Steve Jobs changed the world, but struggled as a father. Elon Musk is reshaping space, but often tweets at 2 a.m., battling stress few can fathom. That's the uncomfortable truth. Success at this level is rarely free. So before you chase the 1%, ask yourself, do I want their outcomes, but also their process? Because behind every billion-dollar move is a human, often torn between legacy and life. So now you know the mindset, the systems, the money game, the people game, the power plays, and the price. You've peeked inside the minds of the top 1%, but here's the kicker. What will you do with it? Because information is cheap, but execution is rare. Congratulations for making it this far. Don't forget to subscribe for more money, finance, and wealth talks. Comment below with one shift you'll make starting today. And remember, the top 1% didn't wait for permission. They built leverage, they took risks, and they decided to think differently. So the only question now is, will you? Until next time, stay elite.